Hello, hello, and welcome to the MyTimeTV.live Book Lovers Club. We are live on MyTimeTV.live on Facebook. We're live on the Women in Business Amplified page, on LinkedIn on my profile, and also over on Amazon Live. The MyTimeTV.live program syndicates out to over 50 channels of TV on demand through the Binge Network syndication program. So we are also found on Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Roku, Sony, Panasonic, and all those TV apps that we love to binge on. So if you see us from anywhere over there, welcome. Our originating broadcast is MyTimeTV.live, and we welcome you to this new program, the Book Lovers Club. Now, I would like to invite you to pop over to the Amazon store and have a look over there. I can see your comments when you're talking to me on Facebook, but I can't when you're on LinkedIn or Amazon. So, but please do. I have some other screens open, so please do pop over there and hit follow on Amazon Live, which is MyTimeTV.live over on Amazon. We'd love to see you over there. And also jump in. If you're on Facebook, tell us who you are and where you're from. Have an amazing, amazing guest today. Her name is Lyn Busuttil, and she is a co-author in the book Innovation Secrets. We're going to talk about that a little more as we move through today's program. But you'll find the link in the comments thread underneath to pop over to Amazon Live. We'd love it for you to come over there and say hi, and we'll definitely respond to any comments you make because we love to have a conversation with our audience. Lyn is an international numerologist and founder of Dimensional Healing Solutions. Now, she's passionate about guiding people from all walks of life to become the best version of themselves and achieve success in their personal and business lives. Lyn believes in that in changing the world, we need to implement a different strategy to the way we conduct business or live our lives. Innovation requires more creativity and more willingness to take risks. We need to realize that a different mindset is needed to become more successful. Lyn assists her clients to overcome any limiting beliefs and or trauma caused through family patterns and programming to transform their lives in a different way. I'd like to welcome Lyn. How are you?
Hi, Adaire. I'm good, thanks.
Wonderful to have you here. I had all the lighting fine and now it's gone dark, but yeah, whatever.
Never mind.
You look all rugged up. You're from down south, I believe.
Oh, it's freezing here in Adelaide today. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know you mentioned off camera that, I'm barely dressed and there you are.
That's right.
Bring on summer. Now, I do also from our conversations, Lyn, before we get into the body of it, you have offered to do some readings for people. Mm-hmm. And so if you would like to have a reading by Lyn, please do let us know by just mentioning in the comments if you're over on MyTimeTV.live or on Women in Business Amplified. If you're also on Amazon Live, I see some viewers over there. You can also pop in a comment to say, yes, you would like to have your numbers. What is it called? Is it called Numbers Run or Numerology? What is it actually called? When you do a reading?
Well, there's various readings that I do, but for the purpose of today, right now, all I would need is the date of birth of the person and perhaps their first name, and I'll do a few little calculations to guide them through what's going to be happening during this year for them or next year, depending on their birthday.
Okay, beautiful. All right. So while we're waiting or while we're looking for people, if you want to have a little reading done for you or some numbers calculated for you, please do let us know in the comments. But I'd like to know a bit about you, Lyn. Tell me, how did you become a world-renowned numerologist? That's a big question, I know, but how did it start?
It started originally when I was pregnant with my second son, and for some reason, intuitively, I was having trouble thinking of a name for him. I have 4 sons, and that was that. And during that time, I met a man in a department store in Adelaide who was signing a book, and the book was about numerology, which I had never heard of. And so I bought a copy. He signed it for me, and we later became friends, and that was it. My journey with numbers began, and that was over 40 years ago now. So I live, eat and breathe numbers. They're my life, and I believe my purpose, my true purpose, is to help people, guide them through their own numbers and the hidden code within their birth name and their current name. So that's what I do in my work. And I guess even from a child, I was hopeless at math, and but I counted everything. So all part of it, I suppose.
Look at me. So numbers have been your life, and when you found them, you said 40 years ago.
Yes.
And so you have you had evolved into having it as your primary business, or how did that, how did that come about? You've got some amazing products too, so it's gone a lot further, like you've taken it to the extreme, and as much as living your passion and
Yes.
embodying it completely. So tell us a little bit about how that happened.
Okay, well, I once I purchased that first book, I then got my hands on every single book I could find in Adelaide to do with numerology, and so I studied quite a lot of them, done a lot of research, and it's just evolved from that. I then started at home doing little mini workshops with groups of women mainly, and then started doing mini profiles for people. And eventually, some 20 years ago, I developed what I call my 4 levels of numerology courses. So that's quite easy. Level 1, we deal with the name of birth, the date of birth. And level 2, we then progress onto that with the birth name and date, and start putting them together. So people who come along to the courses from all walks of life, some do it just for fun, and others, primary school teachers, childcare workers, educators, are all the main people who've been through my workshops and courses over the years, because I believe if they can learn that, it's a good tool for them to assist children who are perhaps struggling in the classroom.
Okay, can you share a little bit more about how the numbers do help?
Okay, so we start with the date of birth, because that never changes. So that will be a permanent cycle, as we call it. And we work out the day lesson number, that is the day of your birth, the day you're born. Then we total the day of birth to arrive at what we call the life path number. The life path number is the major lesson that we come into this life to learn. So every number on a natal chart is it's a bit like character analysis, but it gives you guidance, and every number on our natal chart has a lesson. We don't get it sort of on a silver platter. So it's there to be learned about. So when I do a written profile for someone about themselves, I've got various profiles that I offer, and it tells them a story and gives them guidance about what their numbers mean, what they've come into this lifetime to learn about, to perfect and learn from. So that's basically how it works. And I get a lot of people ask, well, I'm a numbers whatever. Is that good or bad? Well, there is no good or bad number in numerology. I always talk on a positive note wherever I can, but it's like anything. we can have good days, bad days. And it depends on the energy that you're feeling. Some days we feel really great. So we'd be working very much on the positive aspects of the numbers in our natal chart. If we're having not so good a day, we'd be working more on the negative side. But it's all there to learn from.
I love what you said. There's no good or bad. I'm just having a little bit of an issue with my audio, so I'm just going to refresh. I'm going to ask you a question so you can keep talking.
Okay.
But around I love what you said about the good or no good or bad, and I'd like to explore that a little bit more around the dark and light and having the balance. So if you'd like to, I'll be back in just 20 seconds.
That's okay. So with the good, the positive, I feel there's a lot of negativity in the world. So let's aim for more positivity in our lives. And but as I said, like some days we can have a good hair day, or some days a bad hair day. So I look at that as the positive and the negative aspect of the numbers in our natal chart. It's a bit like putting a sandwich together. So you can have your roll or your bread, and then you put your filling in the middle, and hopefully they all work together. So it's about bringing with the negative positive, and sometimes there's destructive aspects to our numbers as well. It's like putting it all together, the meat in the sandwich, or whatever filling you choose, and making it work, making it all work together.
I love that. The bread. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear anything from your end, but it's a bit distracting for me. That's okay. We'll push on.
No, I can't.
Okay, no, that's good. So with the focus on the positive, and I do like that idea, and I can relate to someone who hasn't done numbers, and in fact, I would say personally that I wouldn't be a numbers person. When it seems to be like a different perspective, or a different way to a result. If someone's desiring to evolve into a better person, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, there's a variety of ways that people would come down that path. And some would connect with numbers, numerology. Some might be astrology. Some might be, sort of other various means. So it's I think it's valuable in as much as that you would connect with those people. I'm not sure what I'm trying to say here. It's valuable when you would connect with those people who may not otherwise have an opportunity to hear a message.
Yep, I hear what you're saying. Shall I give an example of a number?
That would be wonderful.
That would probably put it more into perspective for what you're trying to say. And that is, let's go with the number 2. Numbers, everything in numerology, we reduce to a single digit. So we work in 9-year cycles with numbers 1 to 9. There are some numbers called master numbers, but we'll leave that aside for another day. So let's take the number 2, for example. So number 2, I look at people and their charts, and then I read what the numbers say about that person. So if someone is a number 2 in a main part of their natal chart, their lesson is mainly about patience, cooperation. 2s love a peaceful, harmonious environment. But on the negative aspect of that, the opposite of peace and harmony is probably total chaos and disruption. So that's how they work together with what Adaire was just mentioning, is that we want to maintain that peaceful and harmonious existence. We 2s like to create, if there's turbulence within the family or someone's arguing, the 2 will come along and try and keep the peace and calm. But on occasion, if they're having not so good a day, they may slip up on that, and that's where the I'm not going to cooperate today, I won't be peaceful today or harmonious. That's how the positive negative works. So we always look at the positive and then have a little bit, but on occasion you can, have a day where you don't really want to cooperate with people. And that's fine. That's fine too.
So would you maybe do an example with me? So if I could put up my hand, so
okay.
to relate it to, because like I said, I'd not considered myself a numbers person, but when you put it in that context, it absolutely makes sense.
Yep.
So,
well, you'll have to reveal your date of birth.
Okay, my date of birth is the 18th of May. Do you need the year as well?
It would help.
It's 1963. Can't lie about that because the numbers won't work.
1924. Mind. 14. 17. Ooh. Now I know you.
Okay, that easy, hey?
Yeah.
Do I know myself?
Do you? Well, I said we wouldn't talk about master numbers until probably another time, but you've got a very powerful master number as your main life lesson. So that is what we call a 33-6. My level 4 course deals all with the master numbers from 11 right through to 100, and then we bring in the ascended masters into that course as well. So with the 33-6, that is called nothing to do with religion. It's called what we call the Christ conscious number. So you've come in with a pretty tall order to meet in this lifetime. But let's look at the 6 for now. 6 is all about service to your community, service to your family, and it's what you're doing with your work is so spot on for your life path number.
It is. Can I just interrupt there? And Jodie is looking for a reading. And wants to know how she would get a reading. Jodie, all you need to do is pop over to Amazon, follow you can use this link. Sorry, I'm interrupting here, doing a little bit of selling on the side. So use this link, pop over to Amazon and hit the follow button, and then we will talk to you about doing a reading. How's that sound? And have a look at the book while you're there. Okay, continue.
So that's your life path. Very, 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 very basic with your life path. And but your day lesson, that's the day of your birth, is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. Reduce it to a single digit. Now, the 6 and the 9, if you turn them both the other way around, they both are still the same, 6 and 9. So where I said 6 is service to the community, your home, your family, that's your sort of more internal circle. But with the 9-day lesson, that's what happens on that vibration of that number or frequency of the 9 of your day lesson helps you with your lesson in your life path number on a day-to-day basis. Now, where the 6 is service to the community, the 9 is service to humanity. So the lesson of the 9 is about humanitarianism, and because you go out globally with your work here online, those 2 numbers complement what you're doing with your work in your life so well. So very good. Very good.
Well, thank you. It's no accident that I have an undergraduate degree in community development.
That's right. And also with people say, well, we can't all be the same. If we're all not, I've got a 9-day lesson, but mine's a 27. So the story I would write for the 9's characteristics are still there for both of us, but the story I would write for you would be helping that 9 is on the journey is the 1 and the 8. And for my journey, it would be the 2 and the 7, which are very different to 1 and 8 in their meanings.
Okay.
So we've got the same day lesson number, but we're not the same people. It's like yeah, and it's like your fingerprints. There are, well, so I'm told there are no 2 fingerprints the same. Same with the numbers. Yeah. So that's how that works. And from that, I could also do your birth grid, but that if if we've got someone else and time, obviously.
Well, we've had Jodie around for reading. And I'm not sure if she's still here or not. I did ask Jodie to pop over to Amazon Live and say over there, if you want to pop your date of birth in over on the Amazon Live program, we don't actually keep that. Those comments don't stay on there once the recording's finished. But if you do, that would be good, and we can see where that takes us. So this is the first time we're doing this too. So it's we're all where are my numbers? Does it say adventurer and risk taker?
Well, that could come in your birth name.
Oh, okay, all right.
So I'm just working for the sake of today with the date of birth, because otherwise some names can be very, very long and takes longer to calculate. But with the name of birth, that's the name exactly as it is on your birth certificate. Tells us about what your soul purpose is. It tells us what your personality type is. It tells us also what your expression is. I call it the expression number. Some people call it the destiny number, but we can change our destiny. So destiny's got another whole lot of meaning to me. So yeah, the expression. So we
haven't heard from Jodie, but what I'd like to do is just have a chat about the book, how the book came about. We'll just pop that in the stream again. And it's a multi-author book. And what we can do, if we don't see Jodie or anyone else is looking for a reading, do pop over to Amazon and say hi over there, hit the follow button, and we will ask for your date of birth. And or if you feel game enough, you feel lucky, you can jump in and say hi to us live on camera. So, but if we don't have any takers, I'd be happy for you to guide the conversation a little bit more, because we all love talking about us, and I'm more than happy to go down that path for the benefits of demonstrating your extensive knowledge. So let's just have a look at this book, The Innovation. I'm just going to realize we've chopped off the title. Oh my God. One moment. just going to do this if my computer is going to play. There we go. We have got the Innovation Secrets on the book, and it's a multi-author book. So if you could just tell us a little bit about how you came to be part of a multi-author book, and we could also have a chat about some of the other amazing things that your cards and the other amazing things that you have on offer.
Okay. Innovation Secrets, it's about global leaders, that, namely the 20 co-authors, including myself, building a better world through their innovative, creative business ideas. So one of my big audiences with my new numerology work are business people. I do business profiles and predictions for the 12 months or even 5 years ahead for them for their forward planning. So a friend of mine was a co-author in a book late last year, or mid to late last year. And then another co-author in that book happens to be the publisher of Innovation Secrets. And when my friend was going to be a co-author in this book, she said to me, "Why don't you come and write a chapter?" And I said, "Oh, no, I don't think so. I'm too busy." But anyway, I ended up going to Newcastle in May this year, and I met the publisher. And that was it. We had a chat, and here I am, co-author in a best-selling book called Innovation Secrets. One of the reasons I decided to participate is because for many years I've been asked by people, you should write a book. And I didn't want to write a book on numerology because I felt that all been written. So even though my chapter is about numerology and my work, I am planning to write a book next year. So I thought this Innovation Secrets chapter would give me some confidence. It would give me some background on exactly what is required when we're writing a book. So that's why I came to write it.
That's amazing. So how long was that?
What was that? Sorry?
How long ago was that? When was that? Because the book's only just been released, I understand.
Yep, we started back in June, I think, or March, May. Yeah, about June. We started our chapters, and the launch for Innovation Secrets was on September the 3rd this year. So it was only a couple of months ago. And the publisher asked if I could choose the launch date from a numerological perspective. Wow. So these are all the different things we can do with numerology. It's not just about the character of the person, it's a lot of other factors that are taken into the equation of what we do and how we do it.
It's pretty amazing. So, and you plan to write your own book, you said? Yes. You've got another book on the go?
Yes, it will be about numerology because, but it will, a part that I teach in my level 1 course, there's a section there that I'll be using as the main focus. It will be a case study book, and it's all about, it's got a name, so it's going to be called Breaking the Generational Matrix, and that is based for people who work with children, who work with families where things may have broken down. It's going to be about family programming and patterns that have been developed from childhood within the family unit, because my background originally is early child development, and so that's what the book's going to be about.
That sounds really, really amazing in terms of the resources and the value that you can add to people who are working with children to change the patterns. And
yep,
well, from my perspective, it's about 50 something years overdue.
Well, you know, I just strongly believe that numerology needs to be looked at from a completely different point of view, and I am working hopefully next year as well to get my courses, at least the first 3 courses, as an accredited training course, and where educators and carers of children, child psychologists, people like that can come on board, learn the basics of it as their tool so they can assist families and children in particular.
Yes.
To look at, you know, just on every aspect of their being.
So how would it differ from, like, is it morphing into like a therapy type approach, or
the book will be partly on therapy, guiding the people who work with kids on whatever level they work with, to give them a tool so that they can better understand and help those children that are from troubled backgrounds or just having a bad day in the classroom, for example. I think it would be just such a powerful tool for them to know how to use the topic of numerology.
Okay. So, and that's also the understanding about each child's strengths, playing to the strengths, understanding what they're greater, being thing is in life. That's how all that sort of really seeking to understand the people that they're, or the kids that they're working with.
Absolutely. And also with the children, I forgot what I was going to say now, it will just assist them with any traumatic issues that may have occurred in their lives. Even adults can still be stuck from childhood trauma as well. So, and it can help even in business. Employees have a better understanding, and if you know what the person's numbers are, it's like having a house full of kids. I had 4 sons, so we're all in different cycles throughout our chart each year. None of us are the same. So if one child in the home is causing some turbulence, and another child, it wants to be very quiet and calm, the first thing I do when people come to me with kids because I counsel kids with behaviour issues, the first thing I do is find out what personal year that child is in. That is the first thing I do on the piece of paper, because I've got lots of bits of paper when I'm doing all my calcs. And straight away I can say to the mother or the father, well, this is how we need to deal with him. This is how we need to assist and help him. And knowing what the family members' personal years are is how we can help resolve the issues.
Okay.
That simple.
And it's interesting that coming back again from a psychological perspective, I've done things like disc profiling and Myers-Briggs type indicators. And what I'm hearing there is an absolutely valuable tool that helps people to understand the differences and the similarities and how the other person presents and sees the world. That helps deepen our understanding of them, to be able to communicate better, to be able to walk with them, rather than make them see our side of how things work.
That's exactly right. It is very similar. I've experienced some of those tests that you just mentioned, and whilst there's nothing wrong with that, and I acknowledge whoever put those tests together, numerology works. It really works, because it's getting into a really very deep personal level with the individual. So, and computers can make mistakes.
Okay. The numbers don't lie.
No, numbers work.
The numbers work. So with the other part of profiling, you said you might be able to do a little bit more for me, because I haven't seen Jodie surface over on Amazon yet. So can we continue with that, or will it be is there anything else we can do that will be just to give a taste? Or we can also talk about your cards, because I'm interested in your cards and how they came about. So do you have anything there that you can?
Yep. I don't know if you can see that.
Yes.
Is that better?
Beautiful. Numbers work. Yes.
Numbers work. There's 60 cards in the deck, and the deck's split into 2. One that I call the inner you and the outer you. So if I'm doing a reading, these were devised by, or first created by, Barbara Allison, an Adelaide lady from many, many years ago. And I story of how I found them, or they found me actually. I'd never looked at cards. I'd never had a card reading. I guess that was my upbringing and my conditioning, that we don't do tarot, we don't look at things like that. Now, I do readings all the time for people, and the cards are very simple, very practical. That's sort of an idea of one of them. They're same size as normal playing cards. Whoops. The number 1. They've just got one word, one image, and a word, and a number, of course. And there's a illustrated book with the cards. So you don't have to know anything about numerology to use those cards. And
Go on.
Yeah, so it's very simple to use, and the book is full of other information on numbers and some examples as well. So lovely, lovely little deck. When the cards that Barbara first printed back in the 90s, around about 94, I think it was, and obviously they ran out. She wanted to print more, so she was retired by now, and she didn't have the funds. So I came up with the funds, reprinted them, and we changed the packaging to what it is today.
Okay.
So we do have limited supplies left of those now. So once they're gone, I'm not reprinting them.
Okay, so they're like a limited edition.
Mm-hmm. So this deck now, the current deck, we had them reprinted back in about early 2000. So yeah, once they're gone, they're gone.
Okay, so where can people buy the decks from then if they?
You can get them. You can get them directly through me. They're not on Amazon or anywhere like that. So they can get them directly through me. They can either private message me, or contact me by email, I think.
Well, we do have all of your contact details up here.
Okay.
So you'll find Lyn's Facebook page there. You will also find, I think there's a website as well, whatever you gave me to for people to connect with you. It's in the body of the post just up here. So connect with Lyn and send her a message on socials, and you'll be able to purchase your own limited edition, very limited now.
Yes. The one thing just on that, Adaire, is they can purchase them straight out of from my website through the shop there, but that is the original price. So anyone who's interested today in purchasing a deck, if they private message me or email me, don't purchase through the shop. I'm giving a generous reduction today.
Okay. So what's your email address? Let's see if I can find it.
That's Numbers Work.
So let's do Numbers Work.
At Lyn Busuttil.
LynBusuttil.com.au.
Yeah, numbers work at lynbusuttil.com. Just .com.
Okay, let's see. That will pop up there. Just send an email.
Recommended price that they would find on the website is $37.50, I think it is. But for today, I'm offering them for $25. That's Adelaide dollars. Australian dollars.
Australian dollars. Okay, beautiful.
Plus there's postage and handling cost as well.
Okay. So that's amazing. Well, thank you for that generous offer. Very generous offer. I might even just send you an email myself.
Well, Christmas is coming.
It is. And I might buy myself a Christmas present.
Yeah, they're good cards. I do an online mini workshop too on how to use the cards.
Beautiful.
Because I use them sometimes for a personal year reading as well. And in that mini course, you will learn how to do a 6-month reading for yourself. So using the cards, but you've got to have the cards.
You've got to have the cards. All right. Well, that sounds amazing. So I guess it's first in, best dress for the cards. Do you want to show us what they look like again? And
okay. Well, that's
the package.
Oh. And I'm not used to this. You can just there
we are.
That's just one. Yeah, all sorts. And that's a good one. The cooperation of the two. What the two means.
Okay. Beautiful.
So, I do monthly readings where people can come on my Facebook page once a month, the first Wednesday of every month. I do a 3-card reading. I draw the cards and then I reveal them the next day, so you can pick whether you want 1, 2, or 3, or all 3.
Okay.
And that's a free reading every month.
Okay, beautiful. So that's on your page. which the link for the page is above as well.
Yep, Facebook.
So pop over there or up there and follow the page, and you'll be notified if you hit your notifications and ask to see first. You'll be notified when Lyn goes. Do you do a live on your page when you go live?
I haven't been doing live, but next year a few things are going to be changing with how I run my online work schedule, weekly schedule, and there will be some live readings too.
Very, very popular live readings are.
Mm-hmm.
Very popular. All right. So now back to me.
Back to you. Okay. When I first started, I said our date of birth is a permanent cycle, but within the date of birth, we also have some temporary cycles. And I just completed my last webinar the other day on the cycles of human existence.
Wow.
That was a free webinar. There'll be some more coming next year.
I did get the replay and I started to watch it, and I'm going to go back to it.
Well, good, because what I'm about to tell you, you'll learn how to do it in that. So every 12 months we have what we call a temporary cycle, where from birthday to birthday, your 12-month personal year vibration that you resonate to for the 12 months changes. And we move in cycles, like astrology is every 12 years. In numerology, it's every 9 years. So you started on your birthday on the 1st of May. I go from the start of your birth month, 1st of May, to the 30th of April next year. You are in what we call a 1 personal year. And that means that you've just started a brand new 9-year cycle. And we repeat this every 9 years, every year for 9 years, and then we start all over again, right up until we take our last breath.
Okay.
And the reason being is it's the universal law saying, right, Adaire, you've had 9 years to go through the cycle. Now you're starting all over again. And it's to better yourself, to perfect yourself, to become your own master. That's why we have the repeated yearly cycles. And they all mean something completely different. So last year, when you were in your 9 year, that was all about letting go, conclusions, emotional dramas perhaps, and letting go. It's a bit like cleaning out the closet. We all hang on to things we no longer need. It's a bit like the use by date on something you keep in your fridge. So last year,
because it was that's an actual fact. That's what happened last year.
Mm-hmm.
I physically cleaned out my closet because I'd finished a relationship with my husband of 20 years after a 3 or 4 year separation, and sold the house. So I went back to Adelaide from here and literally cleaned out my closet and downsized like you would not believe. So that was last year.
Yes.
So that's blowing my mind.
Well, numbers don't lie, as we said, and they definitely work. And also anything you didn't let go of last year in that 9 cycle, just tidy it up, any loose ends, because you don't want to bring it through to for the next 9 years.
Okay, I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm just talking numbers. And
no,
also,
that's what I'm saying. I know what needs to be tidied up.
Then get it done as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Because that way you've got a clean slate for the next 9 years.
Yes.
Yep. And people say, well, is there a good year or a bad year? Again, like there's no good or bad number. Every year, this cycle we go through as a lesson to be learned. Mm-hmm. And they're all different. The experiences are all different for each of the 9 cycles. And then we can take it down to the personal day. We can take it down to your personal month, all from that. And you'll learn that in your webinar, the webinar replay. It's very, very powerful how we can use it, just like you go to your journal or just like you go to your diary every day. a lot of people. You can do it with your numbers and calculate what vibration you're in today, even what months to expect, with calculating all of that. And I offer 12-month predictive forecasts. They're about 16 pages long, giving you the whole setup of your year ahead, and then we talk month by month.
Okay.
And certain days on when to make a business decision, when not to, when to step back, you know, when to take some time out.
So how does that work in terms of accessing your services for that? So if somebody wanted to book a reading with you and do that 12-month out planning, what would be the process to do that?
Okay, they can go into my website. All the products are there in the shop. The profiles, there are quite a few profiles in there. The 12-month predictive forecast is what you just referred to. And on that, you can order through the shop. It's PayPal link. Or you can, if you go in the website, have a look, it gives you a brief description of what's involved, what's included, and there are some reviews in there from past clients as well on all of the profiles. And or you can just direct message me and say, yeah, I want that, and we'll just do a bank transfer. That's however they're comfortable. The courses are in there. My level 1 course, level 2 course is coming maybe early next year now, or hopefully before the end of this year. That's all done online. And a lot of the level 1, the price is going up on the 3rd of December because that's the first anniversary of going online. So I'm gifting myself with a price rise. So anyone who wants to book that before the 3rd of December, get it in now at this special price.
Okay, beautiful.
So the website, or you can message me or email me and just contact me through there.
Okay. So if you have just joined us, we are live on mytimetv.live, syndicated to over 50 channels of TV on demand through the Binge Network syndication program, using the BeLive TV, B.live platform for our streaming. So thank you to the BeLive team who've developed this amazing live streaming platform for us to use to go out to amazing places live all at the same time. We're on Women in Business Amplified page, also on LinkedIn and on Amazon Live. So if you would like to have a look at the book that Lyn is a co-author in, it's called Innovation Secrets. It was just launched in September, if my memory serves me correctly, and you can purchase it directly from Amazon, from the carousel there. It's the featured book. It's the only book that's on the carousel on Amazon, and you can connect with Lyn through the various means which are up here in the body of the post here. So Lyn, is there anything else that you'd like to share with us about who you are, what you do, or where you see this all heading in the future?
Oh, well, I'm here in the Adelaide Hills in South Australia. I work from home, so right across from the National Park, so it's lovely just to pop out there from time to time. Numerology, I guess I've shared a lot of it here today. And I do, for those who have children, getting back to children because they're my second passion, to help as many as I can in this lifetime. I do a profile called the baby/child profile, and I refer to that as the training manual for parents, because we have a baby and we don't have it doesn't come with a training manual or an instruction book. So that is a good thing to consider if you really want to help your children get to know them better.
Okay, that sounds amazing. I did want to make a quick mention of, we are on Arms to Stay. It is it's 21 past the hour, 11 o'clock here. It's a different time for you, But just wanted to acknowledge, because I could hear the trumpets going before over on the island, that that we always remember our fallen. So it is something that if I just because we're here, we're broadcasting through that, but just saying, but we are remembering as well. Well,
Yep.
So very powerful stuff. And those that went before us to give us the freedoms of our lives that we take for granted, mostly.
That's right. Yes.
So thank you for being with me while we honour that occasion. Okay, well, Lyn, thank you so much for your time and your expertise contributing to an amazing wealth of knowledge that's changing the way we look at things. And, you know, for a lot of people, and myself included, I've just been, I guess it's the new age type thing, is it's becoming mainstream in my experience, or it might be just me because I've hopped on the bandwagon late.
It's been around for a long time. It's an ancient science from Pythagoras and beyond. Beyond. So it's becoming more popular and more known now. So my intention is to make it even more known to the world.
Well, definitely let me know about that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because I think the more we understand about ourselves and others, the more we are able to get along and help each other rather than bring each other down. I love your focus of positivity and working on evolving into the best humans that we can be, and helping others be the best humans they can be as well. So thank you so much, Lyn. I appreciate you. I appreciate your knowledge and your wisdom, and so much for sharing with us today. And if you're watching, thank you for joining us, and we will do this again. I'd love to have you back on at some point, Lyn, and we can involve others if they want to have a reading. But and I'm sure we'll be having many more conversations, because your work is important, and I really would like to bring it to the world.
Thanks, Adaire. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Lyn. Don't go anywhere. We'll just close this out.